Well, thank all of the panelists. I really appreciate this. This has been a very good hearing, and I agree with my colleagues in saying that we need to expound upon this and expand this into more than just one hearing. All of this information has been very, very good. Dr. Graham, I want to start with you. It's been said that during this pandemic that we've experienced 10 years worth of growth in telehealth and telemedicine in 1 week. In fact, we went from roughly 11,000 telehealth visits a week to almost over 1 million a week. And I just wanted to ask you, I think that telehealth provides a tremendous opportunity for the tribal areas. And what's been your experience? What's been your experience during this pandemic with telehealth?
Well, you're absolutely right that, this is one of the good things that has come out of this effort is that we have expanded telehealth tremendously across the entire health sector, not just in Indian country. Our health visits in 2 weeks that were telehealth prior to 2 weeks later, 300% increase, and they have continued to increase to specialties we didn't think might be interested in doing it, providers that are on our staff that said, I never want to do telehealth. They're doing telehealth and they actually like it now. Patients are liking it now. Some of the problem, though, we've talked about the broadband issue, the access. Certain of the telehealth visits, you need to have connectivity. Certain reimbursements, you can get it if you have this, but if it's just over a phone, maybe you can't get it. CMS was good to rapidly waive a lot of items during this emergency. And what the healthcare sector is hoping is that a lot of the things that have been waived to make telehealth easier, gets approved long term. And SEMA Burma has said that they're looking at that. They're going to do it. But the other thing is the reimbursement for telehealth visits lags behind significantly too, just because it wasn't used that much. And so we need those both for Medicare in particular, Medicaid, and also private insurance to be updated if we, after this is over, have some long-lasting effect that telehealth continues. I hope we do.
Good. And you mentioned private insurance, and I appreciate you mentioning that because we need to focus on that. Obviously, we're going to focus on it at the federal level. We get it now. In fact, this committee has been pushing for telehealth for years, and I don't think there's any other members of Congress than members of this committee who are happy to see what has happened with telehealth, because we, particularly in the health subcommittee, have been pushing it for that for years. I'll ask you, Chairman Sage, the broadband and the high-speed internet, obviously that's very much needed in the areas and on the reservations. Have the tribes been able to utilize the 2.5 gigahertz spectrum for tribal lands?
Yes, we have.
Have you had any difficulties with it, or has it worked okay?
We're still working on, about it. Beginning of everything, there's always something that affects us, but we're still working on different issues and to get it. We have, like the short term of things is using Wi-Fi hotspots. The long term is building out networks using 5 gigahertz. And the big issue is that FCC mapping needs to be corrected. Mostly need centralized main access under directly. Thank you for the question.
Okay, good. And just one final question, and I'll open it up to the panel. What are some of the challenges that you've experienced in encouraging the private sector, and particularly private sector construction on your reservations? Have you had any particular challenges with that and really encouraging private sector and particularly private sector construction?
Congressman Carter, this is Pilar Thomas. From an energy perspective, one of the biggest challenges the tribes have with attracting private developers and private companies to build projects on Indian lands is a combination of the issue I brought up earlier with state regulatory systems that control the utility regulations, but also a challenge across all of energy development, and Chairwoman Sage, I'm sure, can talk about this as well, is the dual taxation problem that we have. Because, as you know, with renewable energy projects, investment tax credits are one of the critical economic incentives. And so since tribes are non-taxable, they can't take advantage of those tax credits. They have to bring in a taxable entity to do those projects. Well, then the state can tax that taxable entity. And so the tribe, it pushes out the tribe's ability to tax or have other tax incentives to attract private enterprises because of a state taxation scheme that can interfere with that economic feasibility of that project.
In other words, it's a tangled web. I understand.
It is.
My time's up, and I'll yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.